everyone. I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved,
Whoa, that's pretty old.
at this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fare.
Although the effect is not too obvious, you can still see that some words have now started to smudge. Kazuha, this is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late. When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times to my great-grandfather. But yesterday, the former family servant said that my great-grandfather even went to the Yashiro Commission to request that. Sure enough, my grandfather also failed. My grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. He didn't ever see my great-grandfather again, even till the day of his passing. Looking back at it now, the argument between the two of them was simply meaningless.
Oh, Kazuha.
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young, but later in life, he no longer bothered with the forging arts. It appears that his failure took quite a toll on him.
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, "If you can't find the secret within"? Did he use those exact words?
Yes. The servant said that he personally heard those words, and still remembers them very clearly. My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather's cherished bonsai tree.
Yes, it appears that you understand my meaning. Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, wouldn't he have said something more along the lines of, "Your skills aren't sufficient"? But instead he said, "If you can't find the secret within." Don't you find that a little strange?
Huh? Oh. So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the failure was due to someone's tampering?
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is highly likely.
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenryou Commission? After I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized my family's last remaining estate, which contained all of my family's old belongings. I want to inquire about the whereabouts of those belongings. If I can find them, we might be able to get some clues.
All right, let's get moving.
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted criminal during the Vision Hunt decree. However, your arrest warrant has since been repealed.
Sara, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was seized by the Tenryou Commission. Do you know where all their belongings are now?
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse next to the police station. Since Kaedehara has come back to Inazuma, those items should be returned to their rightful owner.
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here to reclaim those belongings. I just want to investigate them for a personal matter.
I see. All right, I'll inform the police station. They'll take you into the warehouse.
Thank you, Sara!
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo-Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've also had your own convictions and struggles. However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, those items from my family's estate are of no use to me, Madam Kujo. I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me.
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
Glory to the Shogun. Everlasting reign. The defense is on the left side of the tower.
Ah, you must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madame Kujo's already informed me of the situation. The Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered throughout, and however, I have clearly marked the corresponding items, so they shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require any assistance.
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building...
Yes, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help, I'll be checking around here.
Oh, it's you. I'm currently investigating the sword rack.
Oh, since the Kaedehara clan was a family of renowned swordsmiths, then this blade
I'm afraid not. Although the sword rack is made of fine wood, the swords placed here appear to be quite ordinary. Due to the dire financial situation of the late Kaedehara clan, the blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are many signs of use on the hilt. Perhaps—
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple uneven characters etched. Paimon can imagine what Kazuha was—
I will continue investigating here and call you if I find anything interesting.
Oh, it's you.
Whoa, this folding screen looks pretty old though.
Yes. Perhaps if it were better maintained, then I was taking a closer look just now, and the soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means a great deal of force was used when the dirt was lodged into the cloth. Because this is not what we're looking— Let me think. If I wanted to leave a message—
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty— What did you find, Shincho?
I found quite the pile of old books. These books here are all related to smelting steel, and these are about the...
The books about plants and flowers must—
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particular. There must be some around here. Do you see all these pots here?
Hey! Everyone else is trying hard.
I merely jest, of course.
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why Kazuha— What if we don't end up finding anything today? Then wouldn't
I know you are worried about Kazuha, but since Kazuha made such a request to Sara, that indicates he's already made his choice. No, not intuition. Rather, leave the things here to me. You two can look around elsewhere.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at. This flower pot was in my house for a long time.
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while now.
Well, After my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging arts, he picked up the hobby of keeping bonsai plants. But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time, and even instructed my grandfather not to throw it away in his will. My grandfather deeply regretted that he never managed to reconcile with my great-grandfather. But now that I think about it, my great-grandfather could...
Now that you mention...
Yes. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
We finally found something! Do you think someone already discovered the compartment?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellow.
You mean to say that these sheets have been...
Yes, I agree with this hypothesis.
Okay, let's give it a dunk then!
There is a pond outside the police station.
Well, how did it go?
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto the paper, writing did in...
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is. I'll tell you what my great-grandfather knew at the time, but everyone, please follow me.
We're way behind schedule.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, my great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan tracked the fleeing swordsmiths to this. Our hypothesis was correct. My great-grandfather was well aware of the truth behind it. Reads, "To whoever reads this letter, I, Kaedehara Yoshinori, all those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths.
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, there were no swordsmiths in sight, only a single eccentric stranger. This stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings, and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. My hat had fortunately blunted a blow to my head. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had any connection with the name Niwa. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, I was adopted by the Kaedehara family. Upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow. So that's what really happened.
Yes. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan escaped from death and learned that the forging diagram had been tampered with. However, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried that my great-grandfather would be falsely accused of being involved with the perpetrator, because the perpetrator said he would destroy the Raiden Gokaden. My great-grandfather worried that he said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply ashamed to witness the decline of the Ishin art." But yes, that's right. If my grandpa had somehow discovered the secret behind the tampered diagram all those years ago, unfortunately, he failed to catch any of the hints in my great-grandfather's words. Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the happenings that my great-grandfather described here.
I suppose the reason the head of the Kamisato house never spoke of this to the family was due to similar safety concerns. If the perpetrator was capable of tampering with even the Shogun's diagrams, and could single-handedly defeat many men, I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly, and investigate the identity behind the one called Kuni Kuzushi. Rest assured, we will act cautiously.
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence in... My great-grandfather said in the letter that he did not wish his descendants to blindly seek revenge. Though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but the present. Therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened is enough for me. I will live on just as my great-grandfather had hoped. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely... These are simply insights I've gathered from all... Thank you all for accompanying me in my search for the truth behind that incident.
Great! Now that we're done here, let's head back to Rito. Today is the final stage of the Irodori Festival. Not only will there be Shincho's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuranushi will also be unveiled. Look!
Hello, traveler. Paimon?
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what your Kuranushi portrait...
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will... I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it. Is that so?
We're way behind schedule.
Well, hello everyone.
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you two chatting up a storm just now. The moment we came over, you stopped talking.
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Speaking of good side...
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us know.
Here we go.
I just absolutely love this.
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you. Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing event went off without a hitch.
Shincho.
You aren't mistaken. Though I'm ashamed to admit it. After all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating a potential investment. If an acquaintance were to see me sitting here, then fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept the usual tourists at bay. Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. If you happen to, then please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I'll see you later at the unveiling ceremony.
I heard that not only is Genyu heir to a Liyue merchant family, but he also created the entire novel without ever telling. Perhaps next time we should try to write a story about...
Ah, greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest...
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Irodori festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so it...
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Toma sure is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along.
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be forgetful like...
Brother always works diligently, so Toma and I really cherish such moments when he's forgetful.
Kazuha, what are you doing here?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is... I knew you were still worried about me. Thank you. But please, don't worry. Look. See this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could... But now, it's become... Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again, but...
Yeah! Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, it might take a different amount of time for different people, and when they finally let go.
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Irodori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival, and now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kasen, Kuranushi.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1. Huh? What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background. I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some...
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create. The 5 Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their work. I learned from existing sources about those stories that, moreover, Kuranushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuranushi. So, after all, the Irodori Festival is a place for everyone to...
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win everyone's approval. Well, it seems that our adventures at the Irodori Festival have come to a close. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who left those stories of the 5... Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, there'd be no way to give the right paper. Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to lead us to solve the secrets of the Quedará clan. Paimon, let's go!
Yes, in fact, before doing the portrait of Kuro, I think my current approach to this portrait is the most correct one. After all...
The one who left the stories of the 5 Kasen.
Huh? Really?
But seeing it, because other than me...
The person who left behind the stories of the After all, if they wanted to simply tell me what happened...
Oh, are you asking about the one? But things may be a...
Ayato! You're the one behind this, but don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends...
As it just so happened...
Paimon wants to see how you'll explain yourself out of this one.
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Xingqiu.
Huh? So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kassen to... As for my roundabout approach... Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were... Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to... Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered. But maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that, if he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. In which Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity to convey...
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yeah, it wasn't only...
I merely saw that this matter would be a... And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions, because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy together in the future. You already know the answer deep down inside. The answer is actually hidden in the portrait. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well...
Festivals always attract so many people.
Pretty late, so nobody up. So Ayato must have been telling us to It's the Balladeer! So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, also, there's one... I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident, it was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the commission's art. I felt something unusual about that incident, so I told Kujo Sara of the Tenryou Commission to treat it as... In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsuban to keep watch over the warehouse.
You mean, he was also...
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found
Why didn't you send someone to...
The best way to protect a secret is to treat it as if it... After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaedehara clan's belongings. I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrator sought to find. So, now on to my final question. Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected? As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Irodori Festival.